Civilization or Barbarism, an Authentic Anthropology by Dr. Sheikh Antaja. According to the poetic stele, text and verse, of this pharaoh, more than 119 states and principalities of Western Asia actually fell under Egyptian rule. All the islands of the Aegean Sea, Crete in particular, were conquered and paid tribute to Egypt. The Cretans, called Keftiu, figure fully among the conquered nations that came to pay taxes to Egypt, and who are precisely represented in the tomb of Rekhmera, vizier and tutor of Thutmose III himself of the 18th dynasty, figures 22 and 23. Therefore, the facts are there. This is not legend. Even the name of general named Haury is known. Thutmose III sent Haury in the same period to the Cyclades to collect taxes, and after he had accomplished his mission, he was given a golden cup as a reward. Thus, it is probably the course of these precise historical contexts that Egypt would have introduced its governmental and administrative model in the previously cited countries of the northern Mediterranean. In spite of the Assyrian colonies of Cappadocia dated 1850 BCE in Hittite country, the AMP will not become implanted in this region for a period of 500 years. The Organization for Defense, the Great Wall of China, the Cyclopean constructions of the proto-historic Mediterranean, the fortifications of Mycenae and Tiryns, imply generalized slavery and the appearance of the AMP based on Parain. The Hittite and the Mycenaean states were essentially warrior states, but according to Parain, the Mycenaeans would have also built major works in order to control water, according to certain indirect evidence. The Dorian invasions then destroyed the Mycenaean civilization. The AMP societies were particularly vulnerable, in spite of their imposing character. Thus, there were three destructions followed by reconstructions of the pharaonic state. In Greece, this was not the case, for the development of private property had destroyed the cohesion of the village communities and the corollary social equilibrium, notes Parain. Hesiod's book, Works and Days, written around 750 BCE, gives precious information on this time period of transition. The centralized power of the Wainaks during the Mycenaean epoch breaks apart in the hands of the Basiles of Hesiod's epoch, great landowners, unjust and monopolizers, at the expense of the small landowners who eke out a living. The children of the latter had to make a living from a small plot of land. According to Hesiod, in order to fill the void between gods and men, there is only one way: agricultural work as religious practice and as a form of justice. The solidarity and interdependence typical of the AMP make a place for the reinforcement of private property and for the ravages of calculating individualism. Hesiod writes, in the house, prepare all tools needed so that you will not have to ask someone else for them. If he refuses, you remain in trouble. The season passes and your work is lost. Verses 407 through 409. Easy to say, give me your oxen and your wagon. Easy also to answer, my oxen are busy. Verses 453 through 454. Henceforth, Wealth is the supreme goal. Wealth is always followed by merit and glory. Verses 313. And it is a terrible shame that follows in the footsteps of the poor. Verse 318. The slave becomes the instrument of enrichment. Hesiod cynically gives advice on how to exploit slave labor to the maximum. And we'll pause there and pick back up with Civilization or Barbarism. I'm your Earl Riley. Hi, it's Hartley.